1590 Indianapolis, Indiana. Please specify color of choice.
What does someone who's young and healthy know about
Hills is different. You'll find all categories of fashions like blouses, jeans, together by size for easier shopping. It's one more way to show we appreciate your business at Hughes.
We're a different kind of department store. You ought to be shopping Hills. Check us out.
Look, it's coming. It's here. New Snuggle fabric softener for the dryer. Snuggly softness that's really less expensive. With me, the clothes that touch you are more than just soft. They're fluffy. Never, ever staticky. And everything's snuggly fresh. You'll see.
Try new Snuggle for the dryer in easy-to-snap-off sheets. Snuggly softness that's really less expensive.
Here's the sound of a cold or allergy. Now listen to the new sound of relief. Dimetap was the #1 cold and allergy brand prescribed by doctors for over 20 years. Now Dimetap is available in new non-prescription formulas. 12-hour Dimetap Extend tabs relieve sneezing, stuffy runny nose, itchy eyes. 4-hour Dimetap Elixir does the same for children. Dimetap brings effective relief to you.
Live from WRTV Indianapolis, your exclusive news star station, the Channel 6 News with Greg Todd, meteorologist David James, and Kevin Madden Sports.
Good evening, Indiana. A group of hijackers claiming to be Egyptian revolutionaries commandeered a flight from Athens to Cairo and have claimed to kill at least 6 people. The drama is unfolding on the tiny island of Malta where the plane was forced to land. A ham operator monitoring the situation says the pilot of the Air Egypt jet reports other passengers have been injured. A number of Americans are among the 100 passengers aboard, and at least 1 American is said to be among those injured. One of the hijackers has said he was looking for American passports among the passengers. The hijackers have not said where they want to go, nor have they listed any demands. In other news, a man arrested in connection with the killing of a McDonald's manager, Dwayne Bible, will not face a police lineup until next week. Marion County Sheriff's deputies say 47-year-old Charles E. Bunton remains in custody on a preliminary charge of murder. He was due to appear in a police lineup for identification by several witnesses this weekend, but conflicting schedules have forced a postponement until Monday. A second man wanted for the robbery murder is still at large. Dwayne Bible was killed last Sunday by 2 men during a robbery at the Michigan Road McDonald's restaurant. The House Ways and Means Committee has put together a sweeping tax overhaul plan. This plan would keep the deduction for state and local taxes while sharply increasing the tax burden on businesses. No action will be taken on the measure until the committee meets again next month. Then, if approved, the full House will vote possibly by Christmas. No action is expected out of the Senate until next year. Another crucial piece of legislation has been worked out. Farm state Democrats say they've come to terms with the Senate Republican leaders over a farm bill. The measure would soften the future cuts in farm subsidy income by giving farmers government surplus commodities. Some of the assessments of President Reagan's accomplishments at the Geneva Summit are not all favorable. Mr. Reagan himself called the talks tough and lively, and he says the summit is a fresh start to the U.S.-Soviet relations. But in the Democratic response to the president, Indiana Congressman Lee Hamilton says the tangible results of the summit are thin.
On the biggest arms issue, neither side budged at all. President Reagan did not convince the Soviets of the defenseful, peaceful intent of Star Wars. Mr. Gorbachev did not convince the president to abandon this program. The tangible results of the summit, then, were thin. But the summit created fresh momentum in U.S.-Soviet relations, which we should not allow to be reversed. The key to the success of the summit is how we use this opportunity.
U.S.-Soviet relations may be on the mend, but the Cold War goes on. The latest evidence is the arrest of 63-year-old Larry Chin. He's a former CIA analyst who's been accused of spying for China over a long period of time. His arrest follows the arrest of Jonathan Pollard earlier this week. Pollard was a civilian who worked as an intelligence analyst for the Navy. A major banking shuffle was announced today. Indiana National Bank has taken over the Allen County Bank and Trust Company. INB paid $2 million to the FDIC for the failing bank and its 4 offices. The Allen County Bank has been losing money since 1980, and INB hopes to turn it around.
We have the depth and expertise that obviously Allen Bank and Trust did not have. They had a history, so we are told, of some non-performing loans, some loans that had been transferred into the bank, and loans that had been made which became problem loans over the last 4 or 5 years, and it just got to be a worsened situation.
INB says it paid a premium price for the takeover, but considers it a major opportunity to expand. The producers of the movie depicting Hoosier hysteria are in a bit of hysteria themselves. Things aren't going as planned. The big problem is getting thousands of extra people needed to film crowd scenes at Lebanon's Memory Hall.
We've finally had to resort to out of desperation, to giving, besides giving away all the prizes we're giving, we're going to give away $4,000 today, $500 an hour, and we're going to do that again on Monday. And we need extras to work from 9 in the morning to about 8 9 at night.
Extras are needed all day Monday at Memory Hall. If you have clothing from the 50s, they say you should bring it. 18,000 extras will also be needed the first week in December for filming at Hinkle Fieldhouse. In Boone County, the deputy sheriff reserves say they are tired of being thought of as the bad guys. They're trying to show people that they are the good guys. Marilyn Mitzel reports today they did a lot of public relations work.
Oftentimes, a law officer is the bearer of bad news, but not so today in Boone County.
Mr. Smedley? Hi, we have a food box for you from the Sheriff's Department. It's for Thanksgiving, Christmas.
The Boone County Sheriff Deputy Reserves are giving more than 130 needy families in Boone County boxes of food. They collected money and groceries from Boone County residents. It amounts to more than $5,000.
So the Lebanon IGA had given us a very good price. They discounted the price of their groceries for us. A couple of other local people helped out also. A veterinarian from Zionsville donated some eggs. The Pixie Playhouse, a preschool in Lebanon, collected food items rather than donating cash, and they gave us a police car load full of groceries yesterday. A local farmer, and I wish I could remember his name, I don't, donated probably 500 or 600 pounds of potatoes to us. The cooperation from the citizens of Boone County has been great.
The boxes contain enough food items for several days, including Thanksgiving dinner. While the deed is certainly appreciated by the needy families, in return, the reserves hope they will be more appreciated.
We sort of want people to realize that the policeman isn't always the person that comes and brings bad news or is the bad type of guy. Instead, as a matter of fact, some of the people we're delivering food to is family members of people we have in jail. So we want them to realize we aren't really bad people. We're trying to help them out.
In Lebanon, Marilyn Mitzel, Channel 6 News.
Later in the newscast, an old Indianapolis tradition may be eliminated this Christmas season. But up next on 6, the story of an agreement that has very tangible results.
The Indianapolis Express is right on track. I'm Mindy Mintz, and I'll give you a guided tour of the Great American Train Show coming up on Channel 6 News.
This Christmas, 2 words to the wise. Service merchandise.
Christmas list. I just have to buy for everyone in the Western Hemisphere. 2 words?
Service merchandise, where Schick's lightning charge shaver with travel case is just $36.96.
What was that?
Service merchandise, where the 12-speed Oster Kitchen Center is just $134.84, and Bissell's 3-way vac with reusable filter is only $34.97 after rebate. So this Christmas, it's 2 words to the wise. Service merchandise.
Here in Central Indiana, the name is Nissan. The place is your Central Indiana Datsun dealer. Right now, he's loaded with brand new Nissan cars and trucks, more than he's had in months. More economical Sentras, Stanzas, Pulsars, luxurious Maximas, and the awesome 300ZX, plus more tough Nissan pickups. Want to get more for your money? The name is Nissan for cars and trucks. See your Central Indiana Datsun dealer. He's dealing today.
Morning.
Morning. Burger King celebrates the morning with half-price croissantwiches.
Morning.
A light, flaky breakfast croissant.
Morning.
Filled with eggs and melted cheese.
Morning.
With crisp bacon, tender ham, or spicy sausage.
Morning.
Any croissantwich at half price.
Good morning.
That's a breakfast to celebrate. Croissantwiches, now half price at Burger King.
Good morning.
Ann Jillian stars as the waitress serving up gourmet laughs in a posh restaurant. Watch new episodes of It's a Living Sunday night at 11:30 on WRTV 6, The Leader.
The Indianapolis skyline has changed dramatically in the last 10 years, and much of that change might not have happened without the joint effort of management and organized labor. That effort was formalized 10 years ago with Top Notch, an agreement between both sides to increase productivity and cooperation. The result was 75 projects, all completed on time and within budget.
We don't lose any work. We don't lose wages. We were able to pay our bills. Secondly, we earn the respect and the good public relations that's achieved through Operation Top Notch in the community.
Among the projects completed in the Top Notch program, the Hoosier Dome, the AUL building, Merchants Plaza, and the Natatorium. A tradition is ending in Indianapolis. City officials say they will no longer burn Christmas trees turned in by residents at city parks, but they say they will still dispose of the trees for people who want the service. Norman Cox has more.
12th night. For 37 years, it's been an Indianapolis tradition. Local residents brought their discarded Christmas trees to city parks on the 12th night of Christmas for a mass burning, complete with religious messages and music. But no more. The city's Parks Department has decided to ban the open burning of the trees this season. Although the fires were held in several parks, the tradition started here in Broad Ripple. City officials were growing leery of the Broad Ripple fires anyway because of all the new construction in the park, like the pool and the library. However, they've decided to get rid of all the fires because of another concern, air pollution. Burning trees creates pollution just like burning leaves. And Parks Director Art Strong says it's unfair to ask citizens not to burn leaves while the city goes on burning trees.
The tree burning certainly has not enhanced the environment, so we made a decision that maybe it's in the best interest of all citizens if we work out a different method to dispose of trees this year.
Now, by doing this, are you trying to set an example for the people who still insist on burning their leaves?
We would hope that it would set an example because of the fact that it certainly isn't in the best interest of all the citizens. When you burn leaves, it just adds to the air pollutants and creates other problems.
So what's to become of these trees once the needles are all brown and the decorations have been put away? Strong says the city will still take them, it just won't burn them. It's working on a program to be announced later that will involve taking them away and grinding them up into mulch. I'm Norman Cox, Channel 6 News.
But another Christmas tradition that's sure to be around for many years to come is the model train around the tree. Mindy Mintz reports tonight on a show this weekend at the Convention Center dedicated to keeping that tradition alive.
The little boy just pours out of me when I get into model trains, and I just can't help myself.
They call him Choo Choo Charlie, and there's no reason for 65-year-old Bob Brush to stop himself as long as he continues putting on the Great American Train Show in cities across the country. Bob and his associates have presented the show for about 15 years, providing a special opportunity for young people to become expert engineers.
It makes everybody look like a professional. You put it on the track and it stays on the track. It runs good. It doesn't take any skill. You can look good at running trains. It's something they can't do wrong. I mean, you put the train on the track and it runs.
You don't have to be a child or even a grown-up little boy to be amazed by these trains. Take this one, for instance. It runs on a track of a cushion of air supplied by a fan underneath. And these miniature trains are held together by a thread. Model trains can become a consuming and expensive hobby. Some even run trains large enough to ride upon. But the motivation for all their efforts comes back to one idea.
When they start out as kids, they're playing with little toys, and they're crashing the trains and having fun the way a kid would have it. And as you grow up, you begin to want to pretend you're running the real train. And so you're operating it like a real engineer would. And you're actually running a prototype railroad. And this is where the fun comes in, because you are running the big one, even though it's very small.
Mindy Mintz, Channel 6 News.
The show continues through tomorrow. Now Dave James is here with our weather, and how about this, a dry weekend?
Dry weekend, looks like no rain, maybe some sunshine back tomorrow. We'll check that forecast just a minute.
Lazarus puts it together. Sunday Smash, tomorrow. Save in every Lazarus store. Doors open early at 9 a.m. Sunday Smash.
Right now, everything's upside down at your Olds Friends. These are Name Your Deal days. Instead of your Olds Friends telling you what a new Oldsmobile will go for, you tell them. We're wide open to offers on the popular Cutlass Supreme. We're all ears on offers for the new four-door Calais and our front-wheel drive Cutlass Sierra. We'll do just about anything to sell you a new Olds. Come on in and practically name your own deal. But hurry, Name Your Deal days can't last forever.
Well, this is it, our new H.H. Gregg Superstore in Kokomo. And to celebrate our Kokomo grand opening, we've lowered prices on everything at all 7 H.H. Gregg Superstores. Right now, you can get this General Electric microwave for only $169. It sits on the counter or hangs under the cabinet, and the $169 price even includes a free Norbest turkey. So whether it's for yourself or a gift for someone special, don't miss the low grand opening sale prices now at all H.H. Gregg Superstores.
Hurry, sale ends Monday the 25th.
Hello, everyone. Well, we talk about highs and lows and fronts that influence our weather, but also, especially getting into this time of year, the snow on the ground can influence our weather. This whole white area here, there's at least an inch of snow on the ground. They're measuring the snow in feet in parts of the northern part of the Rocky Mountains, and even the northern plain states getting several inches of snow built up on the ground already. What that does, you notice how bright that looks just looking at it on your TV set. Well, that's how it looks to the sun shining down, and most of the heat from the sun's energy is reflected right back up into space. As a consequence, this is what happens with the high temperatures. You can see where there isn't any snow on the ground, things were pretty close to normal today. 40s and 50s, mainly throughout the southeast part of the United States. So we made it into well into the 40s here. But over that snow cover, where most of the energy just bounces off the snow and back out into space, at Bismarck, North Dakota, it didn't even get above 0. It was only 1 below. That was the high temperature for today. And that real cold air extends all the way out to the west, only in the mid-20s for the high in Seattle, so the coldest high temperature they've had on record for this date anyway. We'll take a look and see what is happening here in the central part of Indiana. We had here a high temperature of 49 degrees after a low this morning, 26, so pretty close to the normal, which is 47 and 30. No rain again today, a sunrise 7:39 tomorrow, sunset 5:24. Outside right now we have cloudy skies, temperature at 39. There's a northwest wind 12 miles per hour, humidity 76%. Well, we just changed into a wind of northwest at 12 miles per hour. There's a weak cold front going through. What it shows up as far as infrared satellite pictures, now this is a case where ahead of the cold front, which is really just a line that you can see just barely showing up across Michigan, the northwest part of Indiana, and then curving across the southern part of Illinois, that's where the actual cold front is. So you can see there's a transition zone, red temperatures well up into the 30s, but then behind the front drops quickly into the 20s, and then where we see this white area, that's where there's snow on the ground. It's getting down near 0 already. We'll expand that view, take a little bit bigger satellite view around the rest of the United States, and you can see the general trend of the jet stream is sending most of the cold air out of Canada towards New England, and a weather system kind of brewing out there far to the west, kind of that splotchy pattern indicating some light snow going on out in the Rockies already, and there's an available moisture source here over Texas, a few rain showers there. So we'll have to be watching things as they kind of develop the next couple of days, but the rest of the weekend should shape up fairly nice. That cool front is just going through here right now. In behind that, we have a clearing trend that's taking place, and you can see how the sequence works. Of course, we had Hurricane Kate, which is way out in the Atlantic Ocean right now, so low pressure followed by high pressure on the east coast, then a low pressure front, and then another high pressure area building. Things will be moving right along. Next weather system that will be affecting us is out here in the northwest, and they are expecting some heavy snow from that weather system in the next 24 hours or so, and maybe even some flooding problems in parts of California where it will fall as rain. But by tomorrow afternoon, that weather system, at least part of it, will be moving out of the Rockies into the plain states, a few scattered showers. No big weather system at this time expected. High pressure center that's to our west now will move over Michigan. We'll have a northeast wind, so a little bit cooler temperatures tomorrow, but at least again, we should see quite a bit of sunshine. My forecast the rest of tonight, cloudy skies, cold temperatures down to about 28 because it won't stay cloudy until tomorrow morning, and that temperature will fall towards sunrise. Then during the day tomorrow, mixture of a few clouds around, but again, quite a bit of sunshine, up to only 40 degrees, so most of the day tomorrow in the 30s. It'll warm up continuing on Monday, cloudy skies up to about 50 degrees, but then the possibility of rain comes back in the forecast for Monday. But tomorrow should be nice, just a little bit cool.
I got a telescope to look at the comet and haven't used it much yet.
Clouds are not cooperating.
Kevin Madden with sports. Pacers had some bad habits they picked up on the road. Did they break it tonight?
Same old tune, just a repeat performance. We'll talk about that. Plus a lot of pride and, well, what can you say? Bragging rights on the line in Bloomington. We'll talk about that and try and make some sense out of the bowl picture when we come back.
We can make every day your day inside Ayers.
For holiday savings, find it tomorrow in your Sunday paper. Ayers White Sale. Save now on everything you need for bed and bath. Buy sheets, comforters, towels, and more, all at White Sale Savings. And start your holiday shopping right now at Ayers. Find great buys on fashions, accessories, housewares, and gifts of every kind. The savings this week are inside Ayers, filled with holiday gifts and Ayers White Sale.
Stouts RV Sales in Greenwood announces a fantastic introductory sale on new Winnebago motorhomes. The Winnebago Chieftain, the Winnebago Landon, and Winnebago Lacharo wide-body vans. Over 30 in stock, so come in now while we're offering special discounts on new Winnebagos.
Hi, I'm Harold Stout, inviting you to come in and let us earn your business.
After the sale is done, Stouts RV service is #1.
Here's the sound of a cold or allergy. Now listen to the new sound of relief. Dimetap was the #1 cold and allergy brand prescribed by doctors for over 20 years. Now Dimetap is available in new non-prescription formulas. 12-hour Dimetap Extend tabs relieve sneezing, stuffy runny nose, itchy eyes. 4-hour Dimetap Elixir does the same for children. Dimetap brings effective relief to you.
Working closely with people, I'm always concerned about my smoker's breath. But when I heard about a smoker's mouthwash, I said, oh, sure. Then I heard it was from Topol, so I said, oh, sure.
New Topol Smoker's Mouthwash with Xantrate eliminates smoker's breath on contact. Tests prove it neutralizes the odor of sulfur compounds and protects against tobacco-stained breath for hours.
Look, who knows more about smokers' problems than Topol?
New Topol Smoker's Mouthwash eliminates smoker's breath on contact.
Hi, everyone. The annual Old Oaken Bucket War between Indiana and Purdue was played this afternoon in Bloomington, and when the smoke had cleared, the Boilermakers had come away with bragging rights for yet another year. Joe Gentry reports.
Purdue brought the gold pants out of retirement for this one, and the strategy paid off. After Indiana's second early fumble, the Boilermakers went out on top 7-0 on this pass from Jim Everett to Rodney Carter. The Hoosiers came right back, with Bobby Howard doing most of the work. Steve Bradley capped the drive with a 1-yard run to tie the game at 7. Purdue led at 10-7 early in the second quarter when Ray Wallace went to work. Wallace single-handedly took his team down the field and finished the drive with a 1-yard TD, 17-7 Purdue. Again, the Hoosiers came right back. Steve Bradley hit Kenny Allen on his 45-yard bomb. That set up a Damon Swayze touchdown, 17-14 Purdue. That was as close as the Hoosiers would get. Jim Everett found Rodney Carter over the middle, and Carter took it 70 yards for the touchdown, 24-14 Purdue. Just before the half, a Rod Woodson interception set up the second TD of the afternoon for Ray Wallace to give Purdue a 31-14 lead at halftime. Purdue goes on to win it 34-21.
It always makes you feel good. It makes a winter a lot shorter, I promise you that, and it makes it so you can go to those alumni outings and at least have a good time.
From IU, I'm Joe Gentry for Channel 6 Sports.
Third-ranked Iowa will represent the Big Ten in this year's Rose Bowl. The Hawkeyes clinched the Big Ten championship this afternoon in Iowa City with a win over Minnesota. A bitterly cold day in Iowa. That, however, did not hurt Chuck Long any. With today's effort, he becomes the first Big Ten player to pass for 10,000 yards in his career. Here he finds Mike Flagg, 17-3 at the half. Ronnie Harmon left the game early in the third quarter with a bruised shoulder. His brother Kevin kept the Iowa offense moving. Here he rambles from 11 yards out, gets in. Iowa wins 31-9. They finish 10-1. Minnesota will play Clemson in the Independence Bowl. Meanwhile, in Ann Arbor, Michigan beat Ohio State 27-17. The Wolves led 20-10 when Carsados hit Carter on a big fourth down play. Touchdown. 2017, but Michigan came right back here on the safety blitz. Jim Harbaugh finds John Kolsar. The play goes 77 yards for the score. That would be the final spread. Ohio State finishes 8-3. They will play BYU in the Citrus Bowl. Michigan is expected to play in the Fiesta Bowl. Big Ten scores: Illinois beats Northwestern 45-20. The Illini will play Army in the Peach Bowl. Michigan State over Wisconsin 41-7. The Spartans will play Georgia Tech in the All-American Bowl on New Year's Eve. Notre Dame played its final home game this afternoon in South Bend, and for the first time this season, they lose at home, beaten by 17th-ranked LSU. Irish got off to a good start, scoring on their first possession. Tim Brown from 18 yards out, 7-0 Notre Dame. The Tigers could manage only a field goal, 7-3 at intermission. It stayed that way until late in the game. With 3.5 minutes to play, Gary James rumbled in from the 2, 10-7 LSU. Still, the Irish had their chances, but 2 key turnovers sealed their fate. Here, the interception through the hands of Ford. Even so, the Irish got the ball right back. Hillard will fumble. Notre Dame recovers. The next play, another interception. That's the way it ended as LSU holds on for a 10-7 win, the final score. Top 20 scores: Penn State shuts out Pitt 31-0. The Nittany Lions will play in the Orange Bowl. They will play Oklahoma. They beat Nebraska 27-7. Miami over Colorado State 17-3. That's in the fourth quarter. The Hurricanes will play in the Sugar Bowl. An upset here: Iowa State over Oklahoma State 15-10. That takes the Cowboys out of the Orange Bowl picture. Now, USC beat UCLA 17-13. If Arizona State loses tonight to Arizona, UCLA will go to the Rose Bowl. BYU over Utah 38-28. Texas beats Baylor. Tennessee shuts out Kentucky. The Razorbacks will play in the Holiday Bowl. They beat SMU today 15-9. Texas A&M shuts out TCU 15-0. In high school football, 3 semi-state games were on the schedule tonight. In Class 4A, the second-ranked Brownsburg Bulldogs were at home against East Central. Brownsburg in the dark uniforms, they produced the majority of the points. Jerry Kellums on the run. He scores from 3 yards out, 6-0. 3 plays later, the defense gets in on the act. Pat Woods with the theft, 1 of 5 passes picked off by Brownsburg. He returns it 34-7 the final. The Bulldogs will play Hobart next Saturday in the state finals. Meanwhile, in Class 2A, number 1 Lawrenceburg against Ritter. The Tigers in white. Power football tonight. Bob Weber on the carry. He scores. Later on, it's Weber again. Final score 27-0 Lawrenceburg. Still, congratulations to the Ritter Raiders. They finish a great season at 10-3. Lawrenceburg will play Fort Wayne Lures for the state title next Friday night. In Class 3A, Roncalli, a big winner over Evansville, 28-12. The Rebels 1 win away from their first football state title. They will face Wawasee. In pro basketball, the Indiana Pacers were in Dallas tonight to wrap up a 4-game road trip, trying to win their first road game of the season, and it just will not happen. The Pacers, after being down 13 at the half, 10 after 3 quarters, did make a run. Stepanovic hits the jumper. He finished with 18. Next time down, Wayman Tisdale cuts it to 6. He finished with 16 tonight, but Rolando Blackman will come right back and knock down the jumper. Sam Perkins, who scored 11 in the fourth quarter, scores from 3-point range, 117-104. The Pacers have lost 22 straight games on the road dating back to last year. And finally, Columbus North won the girls' high school swimming state championship. Congratulations to them.
Maybe the Pacers ought to just play at home.
I agree.
We'll have a final story tonight about the keepers of the cat.
Here, a source of energy pure and powerful. A new gasoline that Amoco certifies pure, right on the pump. Introducing new Amoco Ultimate Pure Premium. Your car knows.
This Christmas, 2 words to the wise. Service merchandise.
Christmas. Oh, yeah. What?
Service merchandise, where Muncie's 4-slice toaster oven is just $29.97.
2 words?
Service merchandise, where Conair's 1500-watt Pro Dryer is only $12.97 after rebate, and Farberware's stainless steel 12-inch fry pan is now at our low price. So this Christmas, it's 2 words to the wise. Service merchandise.
Morning.
Morning.
Burger King celebrates the morning with half-price croissantwiches.
Good morning.
A light, flaky breakfast croissant.
Morning.
Filled with eggs and melted cheese.
Morning.
With crisp bacon, tender ham, or spicy sausage.
Morning.
Any croissantwich at half price.
Good morning.
That's a breakfast to celebrate. Croissantwiches, now half price at Burger King.
Good morning.
Tomorrow on Channel 6 News at 6 o'clock, we'll take a look at a downtown Indianapolis daycare center and its unique programs, and we'll talk with parents who are looking for children to adopt. That and more tomorrow at 6 o'clock. Finally tonight, two of the people who helped take care of Garfield the cat were in town today to reveal some of their secrets. Artists Mike Finns and Gary Baker were at the Indiana Central University for a seminar on cartooning. The two men are assistants to Garfield's creator, Jim Davis of Muncie. Barker and Finns explained the art of caricature to a group of aspiring cartoonists, mostly young people. They also selected some of the participants as subject matter for portraits. The class was sponsored by Indiana Artists Craftsmen Incorporated, and it was held in conjunction with an exhibit of Garfield art that opened today at Indiana Central. And that's our report. Thank you for joining us. With Dave James and Kevin Madden, I'm Greg Tye. We'll see you again tomorrow at 6 and 11. Good night.
The savings this week are Inside Airs, filled with holiday gifts and Airs White Sale. Inside Airs. Find it tomorrow in your Sunday newspaper.
If you are one of the many people who suffer from simple chronic halitosis, our name for bad breath not due to illness that keeps coming back, don't be fooled. You can't mask it for long. Some mouthwashes mask odors. Lavoris does much more. Lavoris attacks the problem. It blasts sulfur compounds, the leading cause of bad breath, out of your mouth. That means it fights simple chronic halitosis for hours. So don't just mask simple chronic halitosis. Attack it with Lavoris.
Santa Claus is coming to town, Motown that is, in Michigan's Thanksgiving Parade, live from Detroit. John Kelly and Marilyn Turner are your hosts when jolly old St. Nick guides his sleigh through the heart of the city into the hearts of kids everywhere. Plus, the fabulous Four Tops add that special Motown magic, and Santa will have some surprises just for you. So celebrate. Watch the Michigan Thanksgiving Parade live from Detroit.
Thursday, Thanksgiving Day morning at 9 on WRTV 6, The Leader.
Take a ride in Indiana, 6 the leader.
Tonight on the Channel 6 Saturday Night Movie, an American and a Japanese stranded on the Pacific Islands stalk each other but finally join together in Hell in the Pacific, starring Lee Marvin and Toshiro Mifune.